Woke up this morning, coffee in hand, flipped on the screen, my favorite man. Crafty's on the TV, chipping that stone with obsidian and flint. He's in the zone. He's shaping the future with a hit and a crack, building the legends, ain't no turning back. With every sharp edge, he's teaching the way of the ancients who thrived back in the day. Crafty on the TV, talking that smack, stone carving dreams, never looking back. From Texas to Vermont, Crafty studies us, chiseling the past, building futures for us. Wielding the hammer, he's steady and strong, crafting a world where we all belong. Underneath those layers of dust and grit finds the magic every little bit. A sculptor of stories buried in the ground, each piece he uncovers wisdom abound. With every collision, the sparks start to fly. As the old world awakens, we question why. He's digging deeper where the shadows play, reviving old crafts that could fade away. Crafty on the TV, talking that smack, stone carving dreams, never looking back. From Texas to Vermont, Crafty studies us, chiseling the past, building futures for us. Wielding the hammer, he's steady and strong, crafting a world where we all belong. And in this life, we're all just searching for our place in the world, a way to keep working. With the flick of his wrist, he brings forth the light. In every gray morning, he makes it feel right. So gather around, let the stories unfold. Crafty's our guide through the young and the old. With the sun rising high and the day moving on, Crafty carves dreams till the light is all gone. He's shaping the future one chip at a time. With every creation, he's keeping the rhyme. From the heartland of Texas to the mountains of green, the legacy lives on through the stonework unseen. With every perspective, he's showing the way. Crafty keeps going, come whatever may. Crafty on the TV, talking that smack, stone carving dreams, never looking back. From Texas to Vermont, Crafty studies us, chiseling the past, building futures for us. Wielding the hammer, he's steady and strong, crafting a world where we all belong. So here's to the mornings with coffee in hand and Crafty on the screen, the true heart of the land. With a hit and a crack, he's paving the way through stone and through story. He inspires the day.
Hello, hello. We got Slab Day tonight. Tonight, Wednesday, is Slab Day. So I got some slabs, some unusual slabs of stone. Right, various stones of, let's see, I've got some I have not very many of. I have not much of the Coshocton, although I like it. I got a lot of it. Yeah, the Coshocton is good stuff. I think my very first arrowhead that I received as a child was from a friend who had a black Levana point. I grew up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Anyway, he gave me a Levana point, and I thought it looked a lot like obsidian when I looked back on it. I lost it. Yeah. When I look back on it, and I'm thinking, they did not have obsidian up here in the Northeast. I think it was made of Coshocton. See how glossy that is? Yeah. It was a Coshocton Levana point. Very first arrowhead I ever received. I think I was about 7 or 8. Maybe 9 years old. Okay, who do we got? Excuse me. Aaron's the first one. What's up? Mr. Jim. Tom Brown. Stoneface. Dockenstein. Aaron Estes. Flakesguard. Alan Young. Alan Cole. Graylin Landry. J.F. Baird. Greetings from San Antonio. Let's see here. Jeremy W. is here. Keepers. Hey. He says he can't stay long. He's got to get up at 3 a.m. That's not good. Mr. Jim's here. That is way too early, yes. Ed Gould, hello, hello. C.T. Grows says hi. J.F. Baird says, man, I wish I had some stuff like that. Someday. My Flintknapping journey is here. Hello, hello. Jim Main is here. Hey. Mr. Jim. Tommy Taylor. Wilderness Quest Outdoors. Jay is here. Hey, hey. Dockenstein. Hey, that's the stuff I gave you. You recognize it. Good. I don't think I wrote who gave it to me on this stuff. Did you give me all this stuff? Heat Treat, Roy Miller. I think that's Flint Ridge. So if this is you, then thank you, thank you. I got these from Stonehook. So this was not part of this package in here. All this stuff I think was together, but I didn't label it. I'm glad that somebody recognized it. Yeah, I'm going to start labeling every single piece from now on. Let's see. William Barreiro. Can you please play VR? Hi, what does that play VR mean? Lance McIlwain is here. What's up? Let's see. Mike Mason's here. Howdy, howdy. Dockenstein. Yes, he recognizes everything. Let me turn the fan on. Okay. Yeah, thank you for this package. You're supplying the material for tonight's slab night. Let's see. There goes the neighborhood. Who made the neighborhood go bye-bye? Got some Bill stuff too, says Mike. Hopefully none of it overheated in the recent fire. Oh, dang. Okay, so let's see what we can do with all this good stuff. I don't know what I should nap first. Well, I don't even know what I should nap. Should I just go for the little pieces or try for big pieces? For you measly mises. I think this might be raw. What is this? Another Coshocton, right? I don't know what to do. Let's see what's in this. Oh yeah, this is all Flint Ridge. It looks like. Ooh, some of it's nice. Well, I say some of it. That one is really nice. Look at that. I barely have any with green in it. I got some Flint Ridge, but nothing with green, I don't think. Yeah, Heat Treat. Excellent, awesome, and fantastic, tremendous, and wonderful. It's going to be good. Not all of these are slabs, though. What am I going to do if I don't find... Okay, this is a slab. Let me pick out these little ones. That way, more people will be irritated. If I don't do the big ones, they get irritated. So, let's see. Yeah, if I don't do big points, people get irritated. So, I want people to be irritated. So, I'm not going to do no big points. Right, that's how you spell the Dockenstein? That's how you spell your YouTube name? Let me see. Dockin. Oops, I missed it. There's an N in there. Dockenstein. Yeah. You can put, hey, no, you can't have this. No. Yeah, see, I gotta label everything or I lose it. Or I don't know who gave it to me. Yeah. I think I got this stuff at Brady. I don't know. Probably. If I label enough of these, it's a no-brainer, right? But if I only label one, I'll lose that one piece and then I'll go, hey, well, who gave it to me? What is this? Picture Jasper? Let's see here. Let's see. Who else we got? Who else we got in the chat? Duncanstein says no. I did not get it at Brady. Okay. I guess that's the answer. Hey, Chris Lithic is here. Hey, Pat in chat. Let's see. If you got Burlington, Mike, in your area, that'd be awesome. And he treats well, so I hear. Okay. So yeah, Bill sent me a bunch of stuff. Look at that. There's a slab. There's a little one. Okay, so I know I got these at Brady from Terry Stonehook. I got these in Brady. But this other stuff, apparently no. Okay, so we got slabs. Got slabs forever now. Let's see. Red-eyed Patriots here. He that labeleth not the slab knoweth not who sendeth it. Yeah, Craftalations 3:3. Yeah. We have a whole book on the Craftalations. Alright, let's see what we got inside this one. Yeah, we're going to crack these open. We're going to unslabify the slabs. Yes, yes. You need to unslabify these and make them look like they came from regular rocks. Yeah. And I won't be doing this correctly. No. I do all my Flintknapping incorrectly. On purpose. Yeah. Yeah, we goof around on the weeknights. On most weeknights. We start to get serious around Fridays. Yeah. We'll be changing up the formats on Fridays and Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to go back to horizontal on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah. Heck with this vertical stuff. For my natural tools napping nights, I'm going to the horizontal format. Yeah. That way we get even less viewers. Just the way I like it. Irritate more people that way. So it had a natural crack in it, obviously. Because when you nap it, it doesn't do that. It's not supposed to anyway. Sometimes the rock does it, but it's quite rare to actually knap something that looks like that. Now I could say that was intentional, because all we know that every flake is controlled in Flintknapping. Oh yes. In Fantasy La La Land, everything is controlled in Flintknapping. Oops, there's a lot of cracks in this one. What's up with that? It's a challenge. Let's see. Ross Wellman's here. Hey. Let's see. I did not see Danny catching a fish with a stone hook. I did not get to see that yet. I was kind of busy today, but that's no excuse, I know. I should have been watching the YouTubes while I was doing my other stuff. Yep. I put mulch in my yard today in strategic locations. Yeah. I stealthily did some strategic mulching. Stealthily did it. Why would I want to do strategic, stealthful mulching? I don't know. I had to get it done before it rained, because it rained pretty hard for a little while. See, the rain couldn't see me. If the rain would have saw me do it, it would have rained on top of me. But it didn't see me do it, so it didn't rain until after. Yeah. That's the way it goes. If the rain sees you do something, it's going to rain on top of you. Yeah. Chris Lithic says he thinks this stuff is obsidian. Hey, Explore Florida's here. I missed it too. I have to work at work. Okay. Yeah. Stoneface says, hey Pat, thanks for the support. You're welcome. I just made a couple comments. That's it. I need to go look at other things that you're doing there. I need to look around a lot more on YouTube. What did I just looked at music today. I'm trying to find a good playlist when I'm napping alone. I have to develop a good playlist of songs and stuff, because it gets rather dull. Dull. Just like the Monty Python skit. Yep. I need to watch some Monty Python too. Get my humor back. After looking on the internet too much, the humor starts to get weird. Internet humor is weird. What they think is humorous, what most people think is humorous, I guess, or at least the YouTubers, the YouTube spectators. I don't know about the creators, but the YouTube spectators have weird sense of humor on average. So I got to get back to the normal kind of humor, the Monty Python stuff. Yeah. My favorite comedians are Jeff Dunham is one. Ismo, he's from Finland. He's one of my other favorites. And Monty Python stuff is always good. It never gets old. That's my humor. Zero Prince 3. Mookite is nice though. Yeah, Mookite's nice. Who said it was not nice? Let's see. What are you going for? I'm going for something that does not break. Okay? Steven asked me, what are you going for? I'm going for something that does not break. That's what I'm going for. Let's see. I leave my wheelbarrow out to collect rainwater. Only got 3.5 gallons last night. That's it. I got a wheelbarrow too, but I can't collect water in it because it gets moldy or algae right away. It just gets nasty. And if I'm going to add chemicals to the water, might as well just get tap water. Around here, there's too many nasty things that end up in the water. I can't keep water fresh around here, and I'm in Vermont. Probably had to add pool chemicals to the water to keep it fresh. That's no fun. Going for gold, says Zero. Yeah, going for gold. Zero Prince 3. I think you're a new guy, right? Stone, did you win? Okay. Okay, so we got other auctions that went on yesterday. So this one, I'm just gonna try not to break it. Okay, it feels like a nice Flint Ridge heat treat. Yes, yes, it's very nice actually. Yeah, it just has some cracks in it, right? That's what this is, Flint Ridge. It's not a fancy jasper or something. Let's see. No, this is not something I found local. You missed the beginning of the live stream where I brought out my little basket of slabs. Maybe I should just leave it in frame so you know that I'm reaching into a little basket of slabs that I got from Dockenstein in the chat, plus a couple that I got from Stone Hook. He's got a YouTube channel. His name's Terry. I'll be napping those. These I'm going to nap some other Wednesday. And no, I don't find anything local. My local stuff looks similar to this. It's black chert, but it doesn't nap anywhere near as nice as this stuff. This is Coshocton, which I think comes from Ohio. Because there is a Coshocton, Ohio. They even named the Flintknapping event a nap-in after that stuff, or after the city. I don't know. Anyways, I wish we had nice stuff like that in Vermont. We got crud up here. My local stuff is crud. Yep. So this is all gifts. I'm not lucky enough to have this kind of stuff nearby. I'd be better at receiving the gifts if I just write down who gives it to me right away instead of getting distracted. If I don't have my pen in 5 seconds, I end up getting distracted doing something else and I forget that I'm looking for my pen. Yeah. It's a bad situation. Yeah, and I keep trying to keep a pen with me. But I'm so rough with my stuff that pen lasts maybe 30 minutes before it's either broken, leaking, or lost. So I got to put it in a safe spot. And usually the safe spot is somewhere where I can't remember where it is. It's so safe I can't remember. Yeah, Tommy Taylor says he's going to watch a live stream from his bed, so he'll already have a place to fall asleep when the time comes. Yes, that's a good idea. Excellent idea. Just watch a live stream laying down, and then even if you doze off early before the live stream's over, it's still good. Yeah. You don't want to watch me crash and burn. Anyways, we don't know how this is going to go. This has got cracks in it, so you never know. Yeah. Besides, I'm in the mood to make people upset. Yes. See if we can discourage viewers from watching. Yeah. I've tried a lot of stuff to encourage viewers to watch, and it seems to have the opposite effect. So let's just not encourage anyone to watch, and maybe it will have the opposite effect. Yeah. Wait, if you're trying not to get people to watch, what's so important or what's so weird about your stuff? I'm gonna watch. If you don't want people to watch, I'm just gonna watch it because, you know, I'm spiteful, but I also want to know why you don't want people watching. Yeah, maybe that's the way it goes. I don't know. I know that if you have good editing skills, people will watch your content. Yeah, you gotta have a Hollywood setup though. I don't have a Hollywood studio setup. And I don't have Hollywood studio skills. I'm gonna work on it. Yes. I'm focused on becoming a better flint napper, but once I am satisfied that I don't have to spend so much time on that, I can branch out and be skillful in other areas. Yeah. So, you know, I got to put my mind to it though. I can't be doing everything all at once. I have to focus so we can see the hocus pocus. Yeah. What is this Lemmy Emu? Lemmy Emu is slacking tonight. What is that? I see some other live streams, but nothing else interests me other than napping. Yeah, I know how that goes. There are some live streams that I do watch that are not flint napping related. But they usually have to do with making stuff also. I'm guilty in watching people cook stuff on live streams. You know, those Asia markets, the street cooks and street vendors and stuff also. Yeah. Sometimes I watch those. Sometimes I watch the flint napping live streams, but I get too many weird live streams in the feed, so I don't. After about 30 minutes, I say, man, I don't know why I'm getting all these weird suggestions. What's going on? You know, I'm watching cooking and I'm watching foraging. And then all of a sudden this video where somebody's riding their bike down a hill really fast or something. He's got a GoPro to his helmet, on his helmet, just speeding along. It's terrifying, everything. And then we get puzzles where they don't tell you the answer. They just put a puzzle up. Yeah, I could show you what weird stuff comes up when I do a live stream doom scrolling session. So, is this going to be anything? Yeah, it's going to be something that doesn't break. That's what it's going to be. If everything goes right. But in flint napping, everything's a gamble. So, you're witnessing a gambling session, believe it or not. Yeah. There's no guarantees that I'm going to end up with something. It's not like other crafts where, you know, you can follow a blueprint and it comes out just like the blueprint. Oh, and I've tried, yes. And last night, you know, I did a challenge where where I was napping to make matches of the same point, to make each point match. That's the second hardest thing in all of Flintknapping, is to make each point match each other. I have enough practice that I could do it on video, but it's one of those things that caused me to go through much pain and suffering to get there. Yeah. Alright. I remember I used to do commission work. As soon as you start doing commission work, people ask you if you can do stuff to spec. I needed this size, this weight, this material, and this sharp. All the same. And can you make a couple dozen? Couple dozen. I don't care how much it is. I got savings. They told me I got savings. Don't worry about how much it is. I just want a couple dozen of this material. It's got to be that color too, because you know I want everything look sharp. Not only be sharp, but look sharp. And no obsidian. No. I don't know why people don't like obsidian when they're doing spec work. Maybe it's because they know obsidian is the easiest one to do spec work with, so they don't want the easy way. No. Anyways, that's how I know how to do that. And yeah, I got tired of it. I got so tired of it that I don't even talk about it anymore. Except when I'm complaining, like right now. Trying to get rid of viewers. Just need to shut up so I can watch the Flintknapping, because when you're talking, it makes my brain go somewhere else. Some people, they see with their ears. Yeah. It's an amazing thing. I never could figure that out. Oh man. So is this stuff easy to nap? Well, yes, if it's not cracked or no defects or no hard spots or no crystal pockets, then yes. There's a little crunchy area right there, so that makes it a little difficult in that area. And there's a natural crack in there, so I don't know how that's going to work out. It looks like it might be nappable through there if I just be patient and, you know, eventually thin it down there. But that's not a good spot. No. It's not good, and I haven't been able to run any flakes into there to remove that. I've got close, but not quite. Close sometimes works in Flintknapping. Sometimes. I mean, you can minimize the ugliness. But, you know, just a little bit of ugliness, if it's the only ugly spot, I mean, it just is glaringly obvious. Even a little bitty spot becomes glaringly ugly and fantastically hideous. Yeah. A defect in Flintknapping is like a mole on someone's face. It's glaringly obvious. I don't know why. With other things, it's not that obvious, I don't think. You know, sometimes they say, oh, it's okay, it's not perfect, but that gives it character. But in Flintknapping, you can't give something character by making a mistake. The only time you get character is if you do it perfect. Yeah. Then it's got character. Man, look how straight that is. Look how many perfect flakes. It's so perfect, it's got lots of character. That's what makes it character. It's perfect. Yeah, I know. It's all different in Flintknapping. It's all different. It's completely upside down as far as what you would expect things to be. Yay! I can see the original surface of that internal crack. See that? See the difference in color? That's patina. Let me introduce you to patina. Patina? The audience. The audience? Patina. See? Now that we're all acquainted, patina's gonna have to leave. I don't want patina hanging around. Okay? Alright. We're gonna ask patina to leave in a minute. But for now, we're just gonna go around and see what else. We're gonna attack the worst first, and there's lots of worst areas on here. Yeah. Chris Lithic says he truly appreciates some minor defects in artifacts. Yeah, but see, that's artifacts. What about minor defects in modern points? I mean, we all know that the artifacts are beautiful no matter what. Now, I'm talking about modern points. Yeah. The defects in the modern points. There is no character with the defects in modern points. Modern points achieve character, quote unquote, by being perfect. Yeah. And yeah, sometimes it shows the craftsmanship. Explore Florida says shows the craftsmanship and skill of a work around of a defect. Yeah, if the defect's still there. Yeah. But I've tried selling stuff with defects in the point, and the price goes down by at least 30%. Yes, it does not translate to a good sale. And I can understand why, because most of these modern points go on display. So I get it. Yep. So we're okay, so we got a biface. That was the easy part. Now comes the hard part. It gets weaker and weaker as it gets thinner and thinner, so it gets more and more difficult to finish. Because it gets weaker and weaker, and it becomes more risky and more risky as we go. Yeah. So, the Flintknapping has become a spectator sport because it's got risk. It's got a requirement for hand-eye coordination type skills. It has risk management, strategies, and all that kind of good stuff to try to outsmart the stone, because it does not want this to be its life. Yeah, it seems like it's waited its whole life for this moment, but no, it did not wait for this. It was not waiting for this moment. We have disturbed its slumber. We have awakened it to something that it doesn't like. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mind it once we finish, but in the process of doing it, it hates it. Once we leave it alone and just sit it on display, it's fine. It's okay. It'll stay that way for many, many years. Because that's all it wants to do. It just wants to sit there. You just want to sit there for thousands and maybe even millions of years. What type of rock is this? This is a type of rock that is nappable. Yeah. If I told you what type of rock it is, it doesn't help you with your flint napping. Somebody else might know and be more generous with the information. Me, I'm tired of answering that question. Just say it's obsidian like other people do. Everything's obsidian. That makes it easy. Yeah, Chris Lithic knows. Yeah, that's what he just said that. Pretty sure it's obsidian. Bloodsport. Dip your fists in pine pitch glue and then dip them in the shards of the debitage before the fight. Now, there you go. Except, yeah, you gotta put gloves on first and then dip your hands in pine pitch and then dip your hands in the debitage. Because that debitage is nasty. It'll get you. It's like a double-edged sword. Yeah. Alright, that's the expression. It's like a double-edged sword. It'll get you. It's not safe. I'm getting step fractures in the middle. Man, why me? Why does it have to happen? It never happens. Yeah. I wish that would never happen, and then, you know, I wish it was the other way around, where when you get it, it's like a very rare occurrence that hardly ever happens because it's such an outrageously unlikely possibility. Yeah, I wish. I think that's every flint napper's dream. All these, you know, mishaps. It'd be great if the universe was different and these mishaps were extremely rare. Why does it have to be so? Why does the universe have to be so spiteful? Yeah, Explorer Florida says it's agate jasper obsidian chert. Yeah, it's chert flint obsidian, chert flint obsidian. Oh, throw in the heat treat. And don't forget agate and chalcedony mixed in. Look at it, it's got everything mixed together. Yeah. It's a mixed together rock. Let's see. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But this time it did okay. I can live with that. Nice big long flake. I can live with that. I keep wearing down my thumbnail. I gotta stop picking at these things with my thumbnail. I wear it down a little bit every live stream. I do one every day now, so my thumbnail doesn't have a chance to recover. It just keeps getting shorter and shorter, so I gotta stop that. Stop it. Get out of that habit of picking these flakes out with my thumbnail. Yeah, so we're getting closer to the center of that Tootsie Pop with this particular piece. We still got Patina up here, still hanging around. Patina has not left the building yet. Still a little bit left in there. If you can't see it, then maybe we shouldn't even bother taking it out. Yeah. I don't have to thin it down anymore. I don't think. I can find something to haft it into. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't fit. Dang it. It's gotta be thinner. What is a bigger one? Almost. Put it in a bigger one, but it's still too thick. Gotta make it thinner. Yeah. Yeah, pre-made foreshafts. In case you don't know, that's the way they used to do it in many cases. Probably not all cases, because there's always exceptions. Always. But in the archaeological record, there's a lot of foreshafts that were already made ahead of time. And, you know, pretty much very similar to each other. When they find them, they seem to be similar within a specific area. They had not only a way to make their points, you know, in a certain design, but their foreshafts and their main shafts and their ladles and all that were very similar to each other within these certain areas. And tribes would copy each other, so it's not just these types of points and the types of foreshafts and types of ladles and bows. They weren't just assigned to one tribe each. No, tribes copied each other's technology in many cases. So several tribes would have this very similar equipment. I get asked sometimes, well, what tribe made that? And the answer is always a Native American tribe. Yeah, that's what tribe made it. A Native American tribe. Yeah, but which one? Well, it's not which one, it's which ones, plural. And the answer to that is more than one. Yeah, but which more than ones, they want to know. Well, without being there, we don't know. So it's thin enough now at the base. Now I just need to thin it everywhere else and then make a little arrowhead. Or in this case, it's an atlatl dart point of a smaller size. There's various sizes for atlatl darts and atlatl dart foreshafts. They come in different ranges depending on the size of the point. Some are really big. If you look in the archaeological records, some of them are pretty thick. Most of them are not that thick. Most of them are like, I think this is the typical one. I made one that's, I wrote some notes on it. Let me see. Did I sell that one like a dum-dum? Let me see. Where's my notes? I wrote some notes on one of them. Okay, this one. Yeah, this one here is a basket maker style. Directly from an artifact. I copied it from an artifact. So I imagine there's some that are larger than this one and some that are smaller in diameter than that one. So this one's copied from an artifact. It is 7/16 diameter. And I don't know. I just estimated the notch because I had to make sure there's enough wood on each side to be strong enough. So the notch is probably about 1/8 of an inch wide, something like that. Something like that. So this one's taken from a real artifact. This one here, copied. I know this one because I wrote on it. Anyways, I've got copies. I got other copies. I think I copied this one, although I didn't write any notes on this one, so I got to go back. Some of the artifact drawings and stuff, they don't have a scale next to them, so I don't know the dimensions. The archaeologists don't always put dimensions. They miss some of the data. They show you the picture and they describe it and they tell you where it's found and all that blah blah blah, but they don't give you the dimensions. All right, this one here, I got basket maker dart written on it, 9.5 millimeter diameter, or 5/8. right? Is that 5/8? It's either 5/8 or 3/8 up there. So this one is also taken from an artifact. Okay? Basket maker dart, 4-shaft. At least the diameter. I don't know about the length. Okay. What's basket maker? Well, look it up. Hopefully you have a good AI, artificial intelligence helping you, or something that you can get good information from. Not all search engines are good, but you can look up basket maker archaeology in the Southwest. They have a lot of preserved artifacts from that culture. And yeah, everyone made baskets, but they named this one basket maker because they're dumb. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So I gotta focus on this because I always mess up the tips. This particular piece of flint ridge is actually nice. I'm surprised. I'm surprised and amazed after all those little cracks and everything that we saw in the beginning. This one looks solid. Yeah. Pun intended. Let's see if I can get this pressure flaker to do something. It slips on the edge, so yeah, I had to push harder. Flint ridge is a little bit brittle. Hope it's flint ridge and not something else. Let's see. Aaron says, I wonder if they hunted emu with darts like that. Emus. Are they from South America, those emus? Because if they are, then yes, the answer is yes. But I think it's probably easier to catch emus in a trap. What do you think? They're pretty fast. They're pretty jittery, skittish out in the wild. You can probably trap them easier than you can shoot them. Ed Gould says early doctor's visit tomorrow. Yeah, go to bed. You don't want to be late, or you don't want to be tired for your doctor visit. No. It's starting to rain, so maybe we'll hear some background noises. I got the fan going because it's way too humid in here. Let's see. Yeah, it was 80 degrees not long ago. Now it's down to 76 with humidity at around 100% because it's raining. It's nasty. But you know, it wasn't long ago where it was still nice and cold here. Yeah. So, it's okay. It hasn't been like months and months and months of terrible hot weather. It's only been less than 2 months. It doesn't warm up here very fast. I remember not just a few weeks ago walking around when it was 50 degrees. 50 Fahrenheit. Yeah. It was nice. I know I'm crazy. Don't worry about it. You worry too much. Most viewers worry too much. They worry about what I'm gonna make, what the material's called, Why am I doing this instead of looking for artifacts? I could be spending my time walking around looking for artifacts instead of trying to make something. Yeah. You worry too much. Just go with it, like you do with the other live streams. I know some of you guys are sitting there watching live streams where nothing's happening, and you just sit there for minutes after minutes after minutes just watching a screen that doesn't do anything, hoping that maybe something will show up. Like there's a live camera out in the wilderness and no animals have showed up, and you're just sitting there waiting for an animal to show up. Yeah. Go back to that. Let's see. Uh-oh, am I missing a bunch of the chat? Or there's no one talking? I think I'm missing a bunch of the chat because once I get the live stream going, my phone doesn't work right. The phone I'm filming with. What time is it? I've been on for almost an hour, and I'm still working on this little piece. It's taking me a while because this is a nice piece of material, right? It's nice and pretty. In order for me not to break this, I've got to go very slow. Okay? If you want to know the secret, people ask me how to not break it. Slow down. Be very careful. Be so careful that it drives you absolutely insane. That's the secret to not breaking it, okay? You've got to go insane. You've got to go so slow that it drives you absolutely bonkers. Yeah. That any little interruption triggers you into a rage. Yeah. That's how you not break it. You've got to be that focused. Okay? I know you didn't want to hear that. Too bad. Wait, what are you talking about? It's not that hard. I can see you doing it. You're doing it. It's not that hard because you're doing it and you're a loser. If a loser can do it, it's not hard. Yeah, I know. I know. I've heard it before. Oh, yes. I've heard internet logic many times. Let's see, let me get it a little bit thinner and then I'm going to check the chat because I don't see it moving and I think it's frozen on my phone. So if there's questions, I want to answer a question. If it's a nice question, if there's questions like, what is it? What are you doing? I'll skip those. But if it's a nice question like, what's my favorite way to prepare for a napping session? Before you even start napping, is there like a way to prepare your mind and all that? Funny you should ask that. Hardly anybody ever asks me what the pre-preparation is for napping. I'm so glad you asked me an original question. So nice of you.
Well, I was going to ask you, what was that material? But, that one just popped in my head at random because I don't know.
Yeah, I can hope. What is my favorite way to prepare for flint napping? It's going to sound silly, but napping before napping is good. Take a nap before you nap. Some people, they've lost so much sleep that if they take a nap before they nap, it makes it worse. Don't do that. If it's going to make you feel worse after you take a nap, then don't do it. But if it helps, I recommend doing it every time. Oh yes. That's my favorite way to prepare for flint napping. Take a nap before I nap. How's it? Is that going to work? Voila. It worked. Yes, it did work. I was worried about that lump. Believe it or not. Okay. Things are looking up. Yes, they are. We can probably maybe 1 or 2 more thinning strikes near the tip to get it nice and tapered, and then we can just finish it up with some notching. I want to thin this down a lot, actually, but if I can just get it tapered, that'd be good too. And of course, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get it set up to remove some more thinning flakes. This is the hardest part of flint napping, after all.
Yeah, well, it appears that the hardest part of flint napping for you is to stay on topic and explain it like we can understand it. You don't explain it, you just goof around. Just a big goof.
Yeah. Apparently that's the hardest thing for me to do, is not be a goof. That's the hardest part of my flint nap. Because if I can do this, anyone can do this. Thinning must be super duper easy. Yeah, because I can do it. If I can do it, my dog could probably do it. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can do this. Okay, ready? Oh, it's so nice that it's a heat treat. I don't have to use that much pressure. No. Yes. All right, so I can probably get better results with the indirect percussion. Yeah, on this part. Yeah, like that. See, it would take a lot of pressure for me to do that. That only took off a little flake. That's not good. Come on. The edge was set up just right and everything. Maybe it's the tip of the flicker. It's not fresh metal. Yeah. Yeah. That could be it. Did it do it? Are we getting there? We're getting there. That's what it needed. It needed fresh metal on that flaker. That's what I'm thinking. Of course, I'm always right. Here we go. Ready? No, not ready. Doesn't look right. It's got to be dull. Oops. Uh-oh. It's wanting me to hit it way too hard. Let's see if I can pressure flake that without snapping the tip off. Alright. This is where I was being stubborn. Yeah, see? It didn't have to be that stubborn, but it did. It did act stubborn. Stone does not want to be an arrowhead. Let's see if I can do a good flake now. No, it's not doing it. How about that? How about that? Woo! That's money, dude. Yeah. That's good. I like it. It's tapered. It's getting tapered and thinner. All right. Let's check the chat while I take a little break. Yeah, because that was a nail biter. Okay. As it gets thinner, it gets weaker and weaker. We got to keep that in mind. Okay. Let me see. What do we got here? Oh yeah, I missed a lot of chat. Felt it. Explore Florida says he felt an earthquake all the way from Cuba. Let me refresh this live stream because it's not working right. Come on. Come on. Close it and then restart it. Yes? Yes? Alright. Hey, Jesse Garcia just joined us. Paleo Wizard is just joining us also. Just now. Hello, hello. Apparently. How about that? Let's see. What's going on? Let me see here. Hey, there's somebody called Wood Fairy. Luckily, it chills out significantly in the summer. Just got to remember to water my plants. Okay, alright. Let's see. What do we got in the chat? Anything, any questions? Other than just people wanting to know exactly what's going on?
What's going on? I don't understand it. It's not like the other stuff I watch. It's not like people dressed in costumes and saying weird stuff.
Let's see. Let's see. If you want to know, Ralph Snyder, if you want to know if anyone's been to Nibless Bluff, you need to talk to Stone Hook. He loves going there. N Doghouse in the chat also. Danny has been many times to Nibless Bluff, but I don't see Danny in the chat. Stone Hook, I don't see Stone Hook in the chat. I know those two guys always go. Tommy Anderson says, I don't think there was named tribes in archaic times. Well, we don't have names now because they've been lost, but they definitely called themselves something back in the day. Let's see. David Lape says, this is fascinating watching the skill and patience at work. The colors on that piece are beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, but I've said this before, many times the most beautiful pieces are the hardest to nap because these different colors have different consistencies. It's not all the same. Luckily on this piece, it all seems to be pretty homogeneous. It's a heat treat, so heat treating helps at this a lot. Yeah, you can heat treat stone, it becomes more like glass after you've done the heat treatment. Okay? It helps a lot. So it's almost like cheating, it's so good. Yeah. Mark says Leonardo da Vinci would look at a slab of marble for a year sometimes. Yep, that sounds about right. Explore Florida says, have you ever been to Silver Springs napping? Nope, I never been to Florida for any napkins, if you're asking me. Did I get a new flaker? No, these are the same old flakers. I mean, I bought these. It wasn't too long ago, but they're the same ones. I mean, this is a 5/16 inch. I only use two sizes, 3/8 and 5/16 for the indirect percussion. Unless I break out the steel, I have more diameters with steel. Let's see, Tony Williams says, watch out for the white color in the stone, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Unsubscribed ink is in the chat. I didn't see your entrance. CT Grows says, what you accomplish in an hour is awesome. It's fun to watch. Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so. Thank you. It seems like it takes me forever because when I'm being slow and methodical, it just drags on. I feel like it just drags on. I'm amazed that some of you guys can sit there and watch it. Ralph Snyder says, Patrick, I like the emu trap idea. Yeah, trapping was a big thing back in the day. Let me see. Someone's going to Cahokia Mounds. Jim Main, are you going there? Let me see here. Heat index was 105 there today. Yeah, we had close to record high temperatures today here in where I'm living in Vermont. But it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was 86 or something. Yeah, it is record high temperatures for the beginning of June. Let me see. So this is it's a preform right now. I think I'm going to keep this. It's not as thin as it could go, but I don't want to go any thinner than this. I'm just going to put some notches in and be done. Explore Florida asks, anyone ever work red moss agate? I have not myself. Paleo Wizard sent a little thing. What is that? Chris Lithic says, sometimes when I nap, I lose track of multiple hours. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Well, yeah, I lose track of time too, but it's only when I'm doing something that's not careful. If I have to be careful and methodical, it drags. Let's see. All right, so I don't think I missed any questions. Double tap the screen to hit the like button. I know there's been more than 53 people through this live stream so far. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. Talking about tornadoes. What else we got? Okay, that's it. Let me see now. Yeah, we need to figure out what to do with this. Just continue to whittle it down until we get something. We can always make an unnotched point. Yeah. There are unnotched points in the archaeological record. We could just make one of those. Easy peasy. Yep. Yes, and I dull it every time. Every time I want to make another pass of flakes, I have to dull it. And make sure the edge is in the correct place for easier flake removal. If the edge is all kind of wonky and stuff, it's hard to judge where the good spots are to remove flakes. You can still do it when the edge is all wonky, but it's a little bit easier when the edge is straighter and more uniform. This is a part that is very tedious for me. Other nappers get past this stage by just grinding it all down and then flaking. It's called flake over grind, but I have to do the shaping with regular flakes. I'm not grinding this before I do the final pass. So it never ends up being just right. It's like we got to live with what we got, because I'm just trying to make the surface nice and pretty and perfect with flakes instead of grinding it. And yeah, modern nappers have figured out that you can just grind it before doing the final flaking, and it works amazingly well. It works. Even the Egyptians figured it out, that you can grind beforehand. Yeah. Look up Gurzian knives. Gurzian. Somebody in the chat knows how to spell it. I know someone has looked it up. The Egyptians, they did it. They did flake over grind. Believe it or not. If you try to ask me questions while I'm napping, I can't see the chat on the phone that I'm filming with. It's frozen. It's not advancing. I had to look at my other phone to see the chat. Sorry about that. I have a feeling people are asking me questions and I cannot see them. I cannot see the questions immediately. Besides, it's kind of good that I can't see the questions, because it gets distracting. And you don't want distractions while you're flint knapping. Yeah, so it's fine. It's good. Did it work? Or am I getting step fractures? I think it's working well enough. Shall I make a Cahokia style point? There are many different styles, not just the 3-notch. You didn't know there was more than one style of Cahokia point? Many styles were found in the Cahokia mounds, not just one style. So I'm just picking off the dull spots. I can see where it's dull, so I'm just picking at the dull spots, so they're not dull anymore. Yeah. And I'm straightening the edge too. I haven't even gotten to these other slabs because I'm too preoccupied with this one, so it won't break. Okay, so let's see. I don't know. I feel like I've been here before. Yeah, because I always make the teardrop shape, and then I wonder, what am I going to make? What am I going to do? Make a one that doesn't require notches. Okay, so my favorite is the corner notch point. Yeah. There were some corner notch Cahokia styles. At least one. I don't know. I would have to reshape this a lot for that type. Let me see. Where am I? What am I doing? I need to take another big flake. Because there's a fat spot. I don't like fat spots. Yeah, they did. See, there was a lump right there. All right, so that's it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try to decide what I'm going to make as I'm cleaning it up. Because now I got to incorporate that loss of edge. Or I have to make it symmetrical or straight or whatever. I lost a little bit of edge, so now I got to fix the rest of the edge. So it looks like I didn't lose any. And I needed to take that lump out of there because it didn't look good. Anyways, okay. We can look in a book, but I don't feel like looking in a book. So, yeah, I'm just going to make a nice corner notch point. Yeah. Okay. Just do my favorite, that way it's easier. My favorite is usually the corner notch styles. Trying to think if there's an unusual one that I have not made yet that would fit this preform. Yeah, can't think of any. All right, let's see. Let me check the chat. So we're going to move on to the next stage. The hard part's over. Let me clean up and check the chat. We don't have to go as slow on the next one. Let's see, how much time do I got? About 30 more minutes. Yeah, I hide the flakes. I haven't cleaned up since yesterday. Actually, this is debitage from 2 days. You know, usually I clean this mess up here. Usually. But I've just been doing other things. Oops. So it's going to fit into this haft. Now this is supposed to be in that little dart foreshaft. Okay, so I can make it little dart points or whatever. Let's see. Chris Lithic says, I'd like to see what you do with that red moss, if anything. Are you asking me? Because I don't think I have any red moss agate. Unless someone gifted it to me and I don't see it. Hey, Stephen Parnell's here. Howdy, Patrick. Looks like it was a tough piece to work. At first it was tough, yeah, because it had lots of cracks in it. But after those got removed, I don't see much. I didn't encounter much problems. Yeah. Let's see. My agate questions are because of a Montana Moss agate heirloom that I have. I see. Yes. How's it going, Steven? Who else did I miss? Rob says hi. Let's see. Okay, so Explorer Florida might have some moss, red moss agate. Let's see. I think that's who everyone was talking to. Hey, Sam Folks is here. Who else is in the house? Yeah, someone asked me if Montana moss agate is nappable. Yeah, it's nappable, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how much heat it needs, probably a lot. People are already leaving the chat. So, my Flintknapping journey asks, where does everyone get their stone? I'm in Indiana, so I can't go out and find stuff here. Where does everyone? Do you think we all shop at the same stone superstore? Well, we all get our stuff from various sources. It depends on where we live in the country also. There are rock sellers on YouTube. You can watch their videos. Danny Collins is one of them. I would suggest buying from guys on YouTube that show you how to knap. Okay? Because you know that they know how to knap. And from that information, you can pretty much deduce that they know how the stone will act that they're selling. They're not just there to sell you rocks and say that it's good. They know what's good and what's not. So buy your rocks from people who know how to flint knap. There's no one source unless you're talking about knappings in general. Many knappers buy their stones at knappings. That's the smartest place to buy, in my humble opinion. Okay? Paleo Wizard is here. Okay, I think I've caught up with the chat. Napa Elko. Hey, Aaron Estes, $4.99 super chat. A duck walked into a drugstore and said, "Give me some chapstick and put it on my bill." There you go. Dad jokes. Someone's getting up at 4:30. Man, some of you guys get up super early. Okay, Alan, we'll see you. Yeah, if you have to get up at 4:30, it's already late. Yeah, what you still doing up? Yeah, yep. Steven says he's doing pretty well. Jumped on early when you started and saw it fracture. Starting banjo, so I need to do my lesson. Alrighty, awesome. I didn't know you were doing banjo. That's cool. You gotta play it on the next time that I see you in Tennessee. That'd be awesome. Nanal says, "Hey Patrick, hope you're well. Is that rain in the background?" Yeah, it's raining right now. I'm in my plastic garden shed that I have converted to my little workshop. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm just going to do a corner notch and get it over with. Yeah. I suppose, Elko's are corner notched. Someone said, do an Elko. I don't know. It's too small for an Elko. I'm just going to put some corner notches in here and try to make that base as wide as possible. Yeah. Why? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's flint ridge, so usually it's very easy to notch, relatively speaking. Notching in flint knapping is never easy, but it can be relatively easy compared to other stuff. When you're talking about different stones, some stones are relatively easy, and flint ridge is relatively easy. Yeah. But you're only as good as your tools. And sometimes your tools make you not so good. Should I use this or the steel? I'm going to try the copper first. I got 2 pressure flakers to do notching, steel and copper. Some stones react better with steel than they do with copper, believe it or not. Copper's kind of soft, so it takes a lot of a, how should I say it? It takes a lot to maintain the proper edge on copper when doing this. It wears down really fast. Because it's really important that you grab the edge when you're notching so that you can pop out a nice flake. You don't want to stall it with a lot of crushing. You want to be able to pop out those flakes every single time. Like that. And it requires a good amount of control as far as your grip strength. You need to be able to control your range of motion. The flakes you can't control, but you can control your range of motion. And don't go too deep. Take your time. I got to remind myself to take my time on this. As long as you get a good pop out with a nice non-crushed bottom of the notch, you're halfway there. As far as what you need to do. The other half is maintaining your tool and making sure you pay attention to every little detail. You don't want to blow away the ear or the barb. That can happen with too much pressure. So you got to pop out these flakes with just enough pressure to make it happen. Not less and not more. Just enough pressure, that's it. I like to widen these notches as they go in. See, it's expanding. It's called an expanding notch. I'm already starting to stall it, so I'm going to quit on this side and then do the other side. Let's see. Okay. Gotta maintain the tools. Gotta stay nice and fresh. Fresh metal. Yeah, they're not always so nice like that. Sometimes they get all powdery and crunchy. But the goal is to try to get nice pop-outs with those semicircular pop-out flakes. You know, kind of semicircular. To get the nice pop-out flakes helps on the next one. It would also help if it didn't get blurry, so you can see what I'm talking about. I think I hit the barb. Yeah. I hit the barb by accident a little bit earlier. Okay, my nose is starting to run. I don't know what's bugging my nose. We're not going to go too much further. Yeah. We're hitting the thick spot, so it doesn't do much good to go further in the notch. Yeah, it's not going to do it. It's going to require way too much force. I might be able to force it a little bit with the steel. And drive those notches a little bit deeper. But it's getting into the thick part. Yeah. I can spend all day doing the notching. I've done that before. For some reason, I can spend a long time doing notching. Whereas the edge work drives me nuts. But the notching is not as bad. I don't know why. But it's just a lot of trial and error, and then sometimes I gotta get the file out. Sometimes I make a mistake after all that time, and it seems like a waste of time. So I'm not going to bore you with it. I'm just going to do as much as I can, and that's it. For as much as I can with the limited amount of time I have. Yeah, doing notching extends the time it takes to make an arrowhead by a lot. sometimes they can double the amount of time you spend on it just to do the notching, which doesn't add much to the strength of the hafting, I don't think. Someone needs to do a study to see how much of a percentage gain of strength there is resulting from notching. Because it's a trade-off. It weakens the base, but then it holds it more firmly. I wonder if there can be a scientific experiment to determine the value of notching compared to the time it takes, and the amount of skill required. And if it makes the point more effective, or if it's negligible. Sometimes the enhancements on a projectile point are just pretty much negligible in terms of hunting success. An example is fancy serrations. They don't add very much, if anything. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah. The notch is a little bit deep for this particular style. Let's see. For this particular style of point, it doesn't need a notch that deep. Yeah, that works good. Yeah, like that. Perfect. And the wood is the same width as the neck. Or almost. Yeah, I think it is. It's good when the wood is the same width as the neck. It makes for a strong haft that way. Okay? We're going to skip the modeling clay. We'll go straight to putting sinew on it. Because I'm in the mood for a shortcut. After all that, spending a long time on this. So this is an Atletl dart foreshaft patterned after a real artifact. So you can be happy in knowing that we're going to haft this arrowhead or Atletl dart point to something that existed in the archaeological record. Yeah. It's a copy. It's not the actual. Where is my... I have a dark towel somewheres where I can get a better... show a better view of this. But I cannot find it. Where'd it go? Let's see. Aha. Okay. So we can see I tried to make it as consistent as I could. And you saw how long it took me, right? That's the secret. It takes time and patience to get it perfect. Or, almost perfect. And if you want to do regular flake scars and not random, it takes even longer. But if you're only doing one style of point your whole life, you can get faster at doing these. But you have to be doing only one type of point. Most nappers don't like doing it that way. They want to do many styles. I'm included in that. It would probably drive me nuts if I had to make the same point over and over and over again for the rest of my life. But I would get pretty fast doing it because I get used to the dimensions and everything. And you get your tools specialized for that type of point. Like you find the best notching tool, you find the best depth for the notches according to your skill level. I mean, all this stuff can be catered to that one style of point and you become very efficient. That's the secret. And it looks like they were amazingly skilled, which they were. However, you got to realize that they were only making one or two different styles of points their whole life. So they better have gotten good at it over time. They better have. What are they doing if they haven't? If they don't get better over time just doing one or two point styles, what are they doing? It's to be expected, in other words. People should not be surprised that some of the points are exquisitely well made. Well, it happens when you're doing the same thing over and over again. You get good at making them. I don't know why it is a surprise to some people. Or why they go, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it. How did they do it? They did the same point over and over and over again for many, many years. That's how they did it. There you go. And there's no hafting glue in there this time. I use modeling clay to simulate the hafting glue. But this time I didn't want to do it. Yeah, I have a video where I actually use the primitive glue. I've got a live stream where I've got a short video that shows it, and then from that short video you can see what long format video I did. I think it's a live 197 or something, I can't remember. But anyways, I can look it up. If you want to see me actually use a real hafting glue instead of just the modeling clay to simulate it, I can tell you which one it is. Let's see. Okay, Asphaltum and Gum Base is the short video. Alright, Live 207, LV213 is where I do the natural hafting. And I cheat and use a butane torch. But you can see that I use that blob of natural glue, or stuff that they used back in the day. Okay? If you want to see it. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. I saw one of Sal's videos. Sal made this. When did he make this? Well, he used Mookite. Mookite Marcos. Yeah, see, he uses the same perspective that I use, first person view. And let's see. Does it say which long format video? No. Okay. What else? I'm going to end the live stream. I'm tired, actually. I got to get back to the live. Hold on. Where am I? It doesn't do it. I want to see my history. Where is my history? Okay, there it is. There we go. Ralph says, an old guy once told me, if you like what you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. Yes, yes. Prairie Ghost Ken says, it's been a great stream, Pat. Thank you, thank you. 100%. I'm going to like my own stream. Yeah. I put a like on my own live stream. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're done. I'm just going to say goodnight. I'm going to check for questions and then say goodnight. Yep. Okay, let's see. Tyson said, absolutely beautiful. We call that Wonderstone, where I'm here at Nevada. Awesome. Okay. I'm looking for questions and I don't see anything. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight. See you guys on the next live stream. I have one every night now. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time every night. Okay? Tomorrow, what is it? Challenge night. I'm going to do some challenge material. Yeah. Usually when I do a challenge night, it's going to be rough stones that are not easy to nap. Or some other type of challenge like that. Okay? We'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.